It's been a full moon hangover, of sorts, and I'm slowly re-energizing, refocusing, and
Rebirthing.
coming out of the light, as
Mm.
they say.
Mhm.
And she was deep,
But I feel like you did really well. Like you didn't really have any like big like traumatic freakouts like myself. You like really handled it well, and I think it just shows you the place that you're in your life right now. You're just like not fucking around.
Thank you. I mean, the empath within, feels it all, and it was coming left and right. And I accidentally took like a 2-hour nap yesterday, and suddenly it was like 2 hours later, and I was like, "What was that?" But
it's important to take the time to do the things you needed to do.
hey,
you needed that. You needed a little napita.
You're right, and I did not have any emotional breakdowns per se, but lots of energy surrounding, and I mean, I know it's intense for you
every time,
and I feel it, right? And also for our son, he goes through it, and it's this uproar, his inner thoughts like ghosts
his inner saboteur
wild, and it's almost like a dart game, right? Where he's just like,
it's like Tiffany said it best. She was like, you need to stop playing tennis with him and throw the ball. I was like, boom.
Hell yeah.
Did you hear that though?
No, I did. Yeah. I mean, that was probably, we did see a good friend, our friend Tiffany, the other day, and she is a therapist. She's been on the show, and we'll show a little clip from that too. And
if you haven't watched that one or listened to that one, please go take some time. We have it on YouTube and Podcastle and
Spotify
and anyways.
But anyways, it doesn't matter if it's a 5-minute chat or, if we get to hang out for a bit, but I know that if I share what's going on with me, and especially parenting, and specifically, she has a teenage daughter, and
that's a Capricorn.
She will give me the realest, most honest,
blessed be,
advice. And I think that there's times where I'm caught up in a conversation with my son, and maybe it's unexpected or not, but I'm not, in this place to really want to be like completely shut him down, or I really don't want to scold him, especially when it's in front of other people, which he has a good tactic of putting me in that place. And so I'm just kind of going along with it. But in the end, it's so frustrating and can be super annoying. And I'm like,
so what's one lesson you can take from this experience, this specific time with your child?
Well, my one lesson is that I've realized from Tiffany's help is that
Miss Tota,
it's not gaslighting, because I did express to her, I feel like he's gaslighting me. And she's like, don't think of it in that way, because he doesn't have any ill intent. So I wouldn't call it gaslighting. And she's like, but he is trying to have or gain control. And I was like, oh my God, and when she said that, I was like, that's great, because I can, clear away from the gaslighting. But I do see him trying to be in control in these situations, or gain some sort of control overall. And so it was good for her to hear her to say that. And what did I learn? I just learned and to
just said what you learned.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I learned. And also her biggest piece of advice was, when I'm a bit challenged or whatever the situation is, she said, lean into it. So if my kid's driving me nuts, if he's, he has this very futuristic frame of mind of when he's moving out. And and sometimes I'm just like, be in the present. You are 14, you are not even in high school, you do not have a job, and you're not paying any of these bills in this house. And and no one's talking about your first apartment. right now.
No.
But she did say, like, lean into those ideas, like maybe worksheet it, right? What will these things cost when you move out? What are your bills going to be? How, in that sort of way. And I really enjoyed that part of it because I'll be ready for the next time.
Mm-hmm.
So bring it up.
We talked to our friend this morning. She's also our astrologer, and like just so much clarity came from it because what I heard is it's not so much not focusing on what they are saying, focus on how we're reacting. And she said this line that I was like, you're right. She was told me a story about when she was growing up and how like, she wanted to be this other family because they had this, and she didn't want people to come to her house because her parents did this specific job, and you could see it when they got home. And she's like, think about like when you were younger, the things that you were embarrassed about, the things that you would fantasize about. And she's like, you have to remember, these kids now, they live in like a space where it's like everything's in front of them, right? Everything's in front of us, all the time. So it's really hard to even compare to what we did or how we lived because it's a totally different existence. And like Tiffany said, to connect to this, lean into it. Like me yesterday, I got irritated, but I realized I should have just leaned right into it and be like, yeah, you're going to get that car. And yeah, you're going to do this because honestly, had this whole tangent about getting a car yesterday. But in reality, who knows what's going to happen in a year and a half? And who am I to really say? Because a lot of times when we react is because of what we've been through and like our childhood and what we didn't have. And that's just not the case. And there's lessons that we teach, but also there's lessons that we have to learn through these moments of like aha moments of like, wow, actually, I can look at yesterday and really take a little piece and try to shift next time with every relationship, really, not even just Matthew, with you, with other people I'm around. And it's a big time right now to like shed, this full moon was in Aries, and it was like it was like time to shed relationships, things that don't serve you. Like it's time. If someone is not serving you, or someone you feel like they're taking from you, then it's time to like release that. Release it. Release the drama, honey. Like Cardi said, am I the drama?
Exactly.
Are we all the drama?
We are.
I think that's
so. Okay.
Wow. That felt really good to get that out.
I love how you explained it. I mean, seriously, that's it's a place that you would need to hold in and really remember, because it's all going to be okay, and letting go, clearing away, it's needed constantly.
We're such huge manifestors, huge. Like that's how we live our lives. And sometimes when Matthew's in these moments, you think they're like this entitlement. You think it's up, but he is manifesting his future. Even like, because I'm like, I know that I can only speak for myself, but I live partially in my delusion 93% of the time. But in that, there's so many lessons that I've learned. And I think if you live in like cautious all the time, it's like there's no actual huge excitement and shift because you're just,
Hey, I love that. I love how you see life, and I do see that in him too. And he's that times a billion, right?
Seriously, like, on steroids. I thought we were, but then I'm meeting him as he's growing, and I'm like, oh,
right.
Uh-oh.
Good lessons to learn. I mean, parenting is a job in itself, and it can be inconvenient at times because no moment is perfect. No moment is the right time, and I think we learn in all these situations, how the next one will be better. And thank God for all of the parental advice we get from people that just literally know what they're talking about, care about us, care about Matthew, and can help us see the bigger picture. So, lessons learned.
Yeah.
You know, the volleyball game is shut down. The
No,
tennis
the tennis rackets are down.
are down.
I'm like that ball machine.
Yeah, I am not playing. You know, this is no game for me.
No. And that is amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
But the full moon has passed,
It is.
and we're back feeling better than ever.
Yeah, spicy, loving it. Yeah, I'm just happy that we're in a place in our lives where it's like we like really lean into this stuff because it's so like important. You know, it's I would say 2 years ago we weren't leaning into the things that actually were going on that we needed to address.
Right.
I feel like we're leaning right in. We're just right next to it all the time, like taking care of it because life in our experience is like a child as well. Each experience is like we're literally developing every day, every minute, all the time. And it really is time to like make that time for yourself so that you can develop yourself. No matter how old you are, no matter how young you are, there's so much to develop all the time. And I really invite y'all to like spend time with yourself and figure out what you need and what you want. Boom.
Hello.
Full moon out.
I mean, the getaway that we had this weekend was an event for, you know, it was a family event. And I talked a little bit about it last week. And, you know, it was a beautiful moment because when family gets together, there's so many memories of just when you're kids, you know, how everyone's growing up. And, you know, I think of my cousins specifically, and now they have kids, you know, so we all have kids and we're parenting and they're having kids. And I have a big family, but I am, you know, always processing something. And I feel really good about where I'm at in a situation. And it made me think about whether it's conflict or disagreements or just not getting along, you know, with maybe it's a friend, a loved one. It could be anything, right? But sometimes I was thinking that, you know, sometimes people put up walls, right? A wall is suddenly put up in a situation. And I feel like walls are disguised as boundaries.
Mm.
And those boundaries or those walls are put up based on honesty perceived as judgment. So it's like you may be coming from an honest place that person perceives as judgment. Therefore, they are putting up a wall in defense and letting you know that they suddenly have boundaries. And, you know, I realize that and I see that in this one situation. And, you know, it's good to know that I'm not coming from a place of honestly judgment. It's more a place of love, to be honest, and really caring about this person and really like how I see them harming, you know, themselves. And unfortunately, you know, a wall has been put up and you know, and there's boundaries between us now. And I can only say that I hope the situation like somehow dissolves at some point, you know, like or I actually don't know how it will dissolve because I can't see this person really accepting the honesty from family that really cares about them.
Can you read that first line that you said about honesty and
Walls are disguised as boundaries based on honesty perceived as judgment.
I think that's like a huge sentence and period because you said it all there. Like everything that you just said and the questions that you then ended with just now, you've already answered your question.
Period.
You know, and you can't worry about that. We're not. And it's we've all had people like that or experiences like that. And hopefully time, you know, that's the only thing that will and can heal the situation. So outside of that, I feel like you being there, I was there, so I saw it all go down. And you just realize where some people are, and that's just not on the same wavelength as you. And that is okay, you know? And I hope that like you like really felt good being there, because it was super eye opening what it actually is, and that's fine. At the
Right.
end of the day, it's very hard. I feel like every time, in life, people decide to take breaks from a relation or from you because of something that happens with no conversation. It's kind of like they get to a point where it's like, I don't want to do this, so I'm not going to, which is totally fine. But for me, and I think us, it feels real good to just like talk to someone face to face and then go from there.
Right. I mean, I agree.
And a lot of
And
people don't give that opportunity.
a lot of people don't give that opportunity, and a lot of people really, drag the drama with them, wherever they go. And even for me, it's like I think I've said this before, but it's like I can see that part of like, I can be cold as well. Like I can like, like turn a shoulder, I do not have to say hello. And it's like, I think about those things and I'm like, if this is so silly, and it's like, you can ignore me all you want, you can be ignored, I can be blocked on a phone, but it's like, in the end, I'm like, I literally think of our moms, right? And it's like, our moms taught us so many manners,
Oh my God, so many.
how to be respectful, how to have dignity in public. And I'm like I'm such a believer in that. And so I'm happy for myself at this age that I'm in, and this place of like, you know, I'm gonna say hello,
Period.
I'm gonna say goodbye,
Period.
and we're gonna be in the
Puss,
same
puss.
room, and you are not getting my negative energy out of the box
Mm,
at all. I have plans. I'm gonna keep them.
that's it.
You know, I just want my mom to be smiling, and
Yeah.
and us to
Miss
feel
Rose.
good. So, these situations, but
And really on that right there, I I think that both of our moms like taught us like how to love and respect, right?
right.
Whether it was when we were young or as adults, they've taught that. And I think that that is, we have these super powerful women in our lives, and there's something to be grateful for. There's one right there.
I know. So,
And,
yeah.
and on that note, I mean, I'm Coco.
Oh my God, I'm Boots. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Cocoism, the podcast. That was it. We jumped right in.
I know we really like we had to like
Oh.
unpack some purses.
We did.
I feel like you unpacked the suitcase. I just had my little handbag. You had like lots of little things in your bag.
I know.
But
Well,
didn't it feel good?
it felt so good.
Brand.
It felt so good. I mean, completely,
Blessed be.
it makes me feel good about myself.
Mm-hmm.
That,
And you have to remember, it's not selfish. It's self-full.
oh my God, did Satya say that?
No, she didn't. But that sounds like something she would
No,
say.
I think she did.
No, I actually listened to that on the podcast, which I wish I could then tell you now, but I.
Oh my God, I really enjoyed, not sure if everyone saw, but Cardi B's
Oof.
interview on the podcast
It was on purpose.
on purpose with
Yeah.
with Shetty.
Yeah, I love his podcast, and I've saw pieces of it. I've never watched a full episode through. And watching now is just, especially with her, it really gave you a whole new vision on her and her life and how she moves through it. And I really connected in a lot of ways. There was a part where I didn't expect this, but as an artist, like this is a part of it, your alone time, and how important that is, and how like, she says this part as a kid where she would be by herself, and she wasn't, it wasn't like no one wanted to be friends with her. It's just that she needed time to think, time to create, time to like fantasize. And I really connected with her there. I was like, because that's how I am a lot of the time. I can be social, but also I loathe my time just at home or on a walk or just in my head, because I know the things that I want to get to and I know how to get there. And when I don't have time to think about it, that's when things get all discombobulated.
I see that. I see that in you and being around you so much. And I love that too, because it's like I see how we do work so differently, and that's the coolest thing about being in a partnership, right? And being in a creative relationship, and being parents together, because we get to come at it from different angles. And your creative process, your calm down, your like meditative, you need quiet time, you need space, and I really respect that, whether we're like, at dinner, and you're uncomfortable, or the atmosphere is a bit much. It was funny because you left dinner, the other night, and you know what, you like walked home, right? And it's like, I love how people grow up, because it's like, I remember if this was 10 years ago or whatever, it'd be like, oh my God, my man stormed off. Like, I need to chase him, or like, let's go find him. Like, I got to pick him up, or let me call him, and, let me blow up his phone and see if he's okay. And that is not the case these days. And I know that's not what you want for me either. It's like, I really respect that part of you. And it's like, take a walk. We'll see you at home. We'll chit chat when we get there. And that's what we did, but I know it's like some people can be hella dramatic, and I can picture the other part of like, coming to find you and like babying you to like see if you're okay. But I love that in Jay Shetty's interview with Cardi, like you said, it was so fascinating to see someone so powerful in the way that they are and the way that they see themselves, to just see that process for her. She's a mother. She's now a divorcee. She came from the hood, and she manifested this whole life for herself since she was young, and nothing could detract her from that. And she asked God, and God, gifted her all of these gifts, and she's living, her dreams. And the point of it all is that she works every single day.
Yes.
She works very hard. She has the mouth of a sailor. She knows that.
And I love how she said that.
And
I was like, you are not cleaning it up because this is who you are.
And I have so much respect for Cardi B. I just have so much respect for you. It's like, so inspiring, There's no time to be lazy, as you said.
No, and now she was talking about her kids, and she was like, literally, like in her song, she says this line. She was like, "You know how to raise a bum," and then she was Jay Shetty asked her, what would disappoint you in your kids? She was like, if they were a bum. And I think that like a lot of people are afraid of that because we live in such a time where it's like everything is so PC. And even sometimes when people see like me talk to Matthew, they're like, oh my gosh. I'm like, this is just how I'm talking to him. I'm not like disrespecting him. I'm just letting him know the tea, and this is what it is. And I just related to her in that way too, where I was like, all these kids need a little bit of like, to be a little bit difficult. It can't be just that you give them everything. Or if you give them everything, there's things that you have to do for that. And I found it very, very nice, Paul.
Yes.
I really, really love that part.
Right. It was wonderful to see.
Period.
You need to see the other side of her, right? Because I can go so hard on Twitter with her and these little feuds, but she's a real person, and she deals with her mental health. She deals with depression, and
she's not afraid to talk about it.
Not afraid to talk about it,
and be vulnerable in whatever word she decides to use. Really, it's like she is so open with it in a way that I felt like she was talking to a friend. You know, it wasn't like she was putting on an act or like she was just being really open.
Right. And I like how she talked about finding her calling, right? And, as she said, she grew up, wanting to be an actor and she wasn't the best, right? So if she, tried out for a play or for a part, she didn't get it. It was always somebody else. If it involved singing and she sang, she didn't get that part either. There was always someone who sang better than her. People have commented, you're so funny, right? It's like, but she's like, I'm not a comedian. I'm just funny. This is how I am, and in reality, her calling was music, right? I mean, she started with reality, but she found music within that. And she realized that that was what was going to make her a star. And she dived in deep. She created from like her heart, her soul, from her experience in the Bronx. And she, let that just bloom and grow right out of her. And she's a music rap artist, and she only wants to perfect that. And that's what she works so hard for to do.
I found that part fascinating where she talks about how she's so witty and like fast, is that, in the Bronx, people would like, men specifically would like, grope her and do all of these things, but then she would go home and look at the mirror and then she would practice her comebacks, practice her jokes. And I like related to her in that way too, because I thought about friends that I've had since I, from like back when I was growing up, early 20s, to like how we like went back and forth, and how some people would be like, wow, you guys are mean to each other. But it was just really like the way that we like talk to each other. It wasn't like disrespectful to each other, but I can understand how like it can be that way. And I really connected with her there, because you kind of have to, wherever, if you grow up in a place that's the hood or harder, or like something that's, you're an outcast or whatever, you have to build and develop this shell. It doesn't just come to you because you've had a few hard times. It's like this like thing that encases your body over time and you get better at it. And I love how she turned that into who she is today. Cardi is like a superpower, and it really, like, I was already a fan, but when I watched this interview, it made me like respect her and be a fan.
Bronx legend, you heard.
You heard, honey. I am all about it, and I'm
just gooped, gathered.
And I feel, here's your flowers. Here's whatever you want, because you deserve it all.
Oh my God.
That album, girl, snaps. I mean, I constantly, which is like many, like she said, there's millions of fans, millions of people that don't like her, but they're still talking.
I mean, did she even got a BET award?
I mean, who is that? Are you talking about Bia? Oh, is that
somebody?
I know, it's like the whole time you're just like, who are you talking about?
Don't talk to me. Talk to customer service.
Period.
But moving on, it's like, Cardi, you better get all the awards for this album. That's where I'm gonna end.
If you haven't watched this interview, let's go watch it.
Yeah,
go watch it.
But
and that wig she was wearing, she came with a bump it and a drop down ponytail and a slick, like early 90s swoop glued to her face.
Across her forehead.
Yeah, across one eyebrow.
Yes, across one eyebrow. Give me that lift.
Yeah, she was giving a cat's eye. Yeah, I loved it. And thank you for sharing your story, Cardi.
Yes, and that brings us to TV tie-up.
Say what?
Is the tie-up.
The TV is the tie-up. And the TV is the tie-up. And
so here we are. I mean, the TV tie-up, it's a low right now for the film, for me at the movies.
Oh. Yeah, I mean,
usually there once a week, if not more. But I am really into my TV as usual. And
TV is popping.
I don't know if this was the full moon energy or what was it was, the eve of the full moon, but I did watch the Apple movie, The Lost Bus.
Wow.
with Matthew McConaughey and America Ferrera.
Wow, wow, wow.
And
Wow,
I mean,
wow.
I was in tears. I mean, excellent movie. It's the true story of the Paradise Fires, and the story of Matthew McConaughey as a bus driver, rescuing a group of elementary school students, and America Ferrera is the teacher
Mm-hmm.
who is there as well, and they're all on the bus trying to get to safety, and you see how the fires start, how it unfolds, how it burns down the town of Paradise, and it was very scary. I remember it happening, you know, and you really see how devastating something like that can be for so many people.
Terrifying. And it's watching it. I had never been to Paradise even at that point. I was living in San Francisco, and which is very close. But I just remember hearing like there being like this one road out, and just imagining like that, because if you have ever lived in Northern California or California in general, like fire is just a part of it, right? But in these certain spaces, you don't expect something like that to happen. And when it does, it's just like, I think that they did such a good job in telling the story. And even to the point where, he had a choice, like, am I going to go get my mom and my son, or am I going to go to the top of this hill to get these kids? Because in the back of his head, he knew that his mom and son were going to be okay. But it's like making those choices in that moment, because those kids would have died if he wouldn't have went up there.
Right.
And I've never seen fire like that, but it is, I mean, we saw the fires here in LA, but I've never been that close to it. And anyone that has, it's like, there's so much, I don't even know what to say, so much love that I want to send your way, because I know that's probably the most terrifying feeling.
Right. The Paradise Fire was the deadliest wildfire in California. Over 13,000 homes were lost, and
I think that was the biggest one until
85 people.
Yeah. Until here, right?
As well were lost.
Until the fires happened here.
Right. I mean, because
there was 13,000 structures, right, that were burned down.
Correct. So wow, that just left me just on the floor, because just a reminder, right? That at any moment something can be taken away. And so thank you for that movie, Matthew.
Yeah.
America.
Miss America. I mean, the whole time I was just, yeah. And we were, as this was happening, they were putting up a new electric pole in our backyard, and they came to the door. They're like, oh, the power is coming off in 30 minutes. And I was like, oh my God, I just want to finish this, because we were almost at the end. Then we got to finish it. But it's like,
right.
It's one of those moments where I was like, when you're deep in a movie and you cannot be interrupted.
Right. But
it's like,
totally. But I love how we ran into a neighbor at the coffee shop. She's like, oh my God. So what do you guys think about, like the electrical workers in the driveway? She's like, that's some eye candy, right? And I was like, yes, girl. And she was about a man with a tool belt, and a hard hat. And
like being able to literally scale a telephone pole.
And they're just doing so many things at this
with no strings on them. They're just like
it seems very like a little sexy, I was like, you guys, I should have offered them water or a Powerade. But
he brings out like a silver tray with like lemonade.
I could have made little like brown bag lunches.
And he goes out with his little shorts.
That would have been cute.
Looking like that. What's the guy off of Bird's Cage? What's his name?
Robin Williams?
No, the houseboy.
Oh, the houseboy. I don't know. I forget.
So good. Because he loves a short. And he looks really good in a short.
I do. And one of the workers complimented my nails
every time he saw him.
He was
I think she was a part of the queendom.
So cute. I was like, oh my God. He's like, I love your nails. I was like,
You're all blessed be.
But anyways, I mean, the wrap up, the wayward finale.
Oh my gosh.
Mae Martin, Toni Collette, we love you.
Snaps, baby.
It up on the screen, and
they left us wanting more.
Season 2 must happen.
But it's like, I loved how it ended, and he, in his mind, what is his name? What is their name?
Mae
had this vision of themselves getting into the car and with his baby and escaping, and then in reality they stayed.
Right.
I was like season 2, but I'm like, what's gonna happen?
I know. I
guess the kids are still locked up, right?
It's like so like culty,
juicy.
You know,
I love a good cult.
Mae Martin created the show.
I mean, snaps to them for sure.
Snaps. I don't want to dive into this one right now, but this is a little preview, and it's the new season of Monsters. The Ed Gein story. She is wicked, and Coco can barely watch it, and
it's hard.
I
love when they deep dive into a story that I've never heard of, because there are some. It was giving like I'm not going to say too much, but it was giving. What is that movie called with the Grim Reaper that like flies down? Jeepers Creepers, but a person. The way that they use the skin. Okay, I'm not gonna. That's all I'm gonna say.
Let's get into that one next week,
because that is like boom.
Right.
I don't know if I could like finish that quickly. It's like you almost have to watch it, digest what you just watched, and keep on moving.
Right.
And from the Menendez brothers to this, it's like, whoa, let's just get heavy. Oh, and since we're on television specifically, I had this moment yesterday where I looked at my phone and it was like, who would you give a peach to? Nene or Kenya? And then I asked him, what was your answer?
My answer is Kenya.
And I love how we're like totally complete opposites of this.
Who would you give yours?
100% Nene all day, every day. And I want you to like, because, I want you to tell me like why. Because I don't understand. Like Kenya, the reason why she's not even, I mean, I don't know if she's on the show anymore. I don't tune in anymore. But she was drying out.
Well, I think what disappoints me the most with Nene was that
there's disappointment.
There was a large chunk of time where Nene came for like Bravo and Andy, like when she wasn't on the show. And I don't know, that stays with me, right? Because it's like, girl, you got your stardom there, and you were on so many seasons. You look happy as can be, and yes, you're a fierce bitch, but when things didn't work out for you, you wanted to tear it all down. That said, I love Nene. She is very fierce. I mean, no one.
The best memes.
No one. I mean, yeah, my favorite meme.
The best. Her and Phaedra shut it down.
And so it's like, of course she can come back like at any time, but she's always gonna win, And so when I think of Kenya,
is it an underdog story?
Kenya, she's more of the underdog. And I'm catering to my fellow cosmetologist. She has a hair salon, she has a hair spa. A hair spa. And
my fellow cosmetologist.
That's who I support at this moment.
I think you're trying to uplift through her.
I love Kenya's story all the time. She is the shadiest bitch. She is so rude, and she has a nasty ass mouth. Nasty. You know what? She's beautiful.
Yeah, she was Miss America.
She was Miss America. And Kenya, you get my peach, baby.
Oh, that is a sweet story you just told. That is a very sweet story. Like
why does Nene get yours?
Because she is probably. I mean, in my opinion, if we think about reality television from its beginning till today, she is the best reality star ever. Who can compare to her? And don't you say someone from New York City Housewives? But who can compare to Nene in that scope?
I'm not. Nobody can.
Period. And then I love how like the last two episodes, like I'm trying to come with this story, and then you're right. You're all, I wouldn't put them against each other. It's not a competition. I love that, babe. You just put me right back there. But yeah, I Peach to Nini, but I would be a little bit afraid because I have watched your show, and I feel like I've only watched an episode, and that's all I'll say.
Wow.
I mean, what would Wendy say?
What would Wendy say? Wendy would.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's take a second. This is a new part of the show. And it's called What Would Wendy Say?
What would Wendy say? Wendy would
Wendy.
say.
And we're talking, if you don't know what Wendy we're talking about, it's Miss Williams if you're nasty.
I think Wendy would bring the girls on the show and have them do a walk off.
Oh my gosh. I would
just shoe cam competition.
Yeah. She definitely would. She's like, and I love how Wendy would be like, girls, you have emotional.
Them chickens are ash and I'm lotion.
Did you wait. What is that from?
That is from Mariah Carey.
Say it again.
Them chickens are ash and I'm lotion.
Mariah, congratulations to her. She like she just snapped everyone off. There's certain people that I will not talk about on this podcast, but Joe talked about it at the last episode of the Bootsy's Book Club and such, which I still won't say her name, but she just knocked her off her pedestal, which I'm like, it just shows the power that Mariah has. Because Mariah took a second, you know, she constantly giving us stuff, but she was Miss Christmas for a long time. And then she came with this album, and then we forget how successful her Christmas situation is. And then all the girls are like, oh, all of those people that every single year make her number one at Christmas, we're like, here you go, mama. Because she also slayed the album. She slayed the album. She's slaying the look. She's slaying the hair pieces.
I mean, one of the classics.
And the waist, baby. Her waist is not.
She is literally like a doll. And she's eternally 13, as she would say.
I mean, why have a birthday?
But what would Wendy say? I mean, the iconic conversation of Wendy and Mariah tearing each other apart.
Oh my God.
Like, to die for.
I want to listen to that again.
Wendy, I love you. Wendy, I miss you. And
forever miss you.
Miss Williams, I mean, you were on the show. I mean,
yeah,
show the view.
Yeah, we'll add all that in.
Clip
I feel like we need to add on
dreams come true.
We need to do Wendy and Mariah.
If there's a true case of manifestation,
100%.
This is it.
I'll put it when I was on Wendy's show, because there's so many things that happen, right? And it's all, I'm not even gonna get too much into that, but I'm such a believer. And if y'all aren't believers of manifestation, try it, live in it, decide your next steps, and they will happen. You just gotta just get in line with yourself. But the reason why, as you said, what will Wendy say is a segment in the show now, is because there are so many things that are happening constantly, and so much we're not getting into politics because I can't. But we have to get into this whole Cool Kick situation because it was so juicy. So, what would Wendy say about that? Because I feel like she's a sneakerhead.
You're fraudulent.
She's a sneakerhead hardcore. And these guys, I mean, they were like the top of the list. Is it Cool Kicks?
Cool Kicks of LA.
And it was, I think it was like 4 days ago now.
Right.
Something like that. Right. In full moon season, because it was like such a classic case of like when you have had success and then you see a little avenue of like, oh, I can make even more money doing it the dishonest way. It's like when you go that route, you won't get swooped up.
Hey, there's some scammers in here.
And they were in a live.
You know, there's a video with our son with him.
And he knows all of
the owner of Cool Kicks. There's a really fun video of him winning a pair of shoes from him. So Yeah, you know, here in LA, the drama, I am the drama. LA is the drama. The
It
scammers
is.
are here. And,
You got to be
you
careful.
know, cold kicks, yikes.
Yeah, I think that it's Matthew when after his game yesterday, he was like, "Do you think they'll close all the stores?" I'm like, "I think so. I mean, unless someone swoops in and saves the day, I think that this is, he's like, he's not gonna go to jail. I'm all, it's fraud, baby. It's fraud, and the evidence was right there,
America, honey.
Yeah, I'm like, you can't have $500,000 worth of stolen goods right outside of your warehouse that you're inside of it doing a live selling these things, and you didn't know.
I mean,
Oh, if you don't know the story, take a deep dive.
before we do say goodbye, I do want to let all of our viewers know that I had a conversation with my stylist recently, and
Oh, what did she say? Are you talking about your clothing stylist or your hairstylist?
no, my hairstylist, and he said, "Well, I said, I'm not."
Girl,
In case you guys think I'm in like my scruffy era, you're right. I am. I am not having a haircut. I am not really trimming my beard until my 21st birthday, which is at the end of this month.
Yes.
So
the 29th will be in Mexico.
I'm saying it right here. I'm growing my hair out for a year. And we will chat about this again.
Wait, what did you say?
I'm growing my hair out for a year.
Okay, so what is happening? Are you growing your beard out as well?
No, I am not growing out.
I was just like envisioning like caveman, which I'm not mad at. I'm not mad at it.
No, that would be psychotic. I'm not growing my beard out. I'm growing my hair out.
So no cuts.
No cuts.
Oh my God, shake on that. Oh, okay.
And I'm here for it. Here for it.
I'm so excited for you.
Just wanted to announce, and I will be getting a little trim up soon facially. But other than that, I'm embracing my hair.
Wow.
The gray that's in there and all of the above. So yeah.
All your stories. As my mom would call them, they're your sparkle.
Is that too many things?
No.
I love that your mom would call it.
Simply just you were too many things for saying.
You know, I'm feeling it, and to be too many things, it's an honor. So you're too many things.
That would be you, babies.
Well, hey, you know what? Let's be too many things together. Coco said one line, I needed more. Boots and fringe, 45 minutes. Me and pearls, and just like that, he changed my world.